changed all my wrongs to rights. Now I'm a gangster.
I am a hip-hop gamer. One time, hip-hop gamer, hot 97. I was born and raised, Brooklyn, New York, ear to the streets. Walking my talk, it was notorious. Back in 94 on your hot 97, the station I heard it all, let's get it on, baby.
Check this out, son. You already know what it is, man. Bang, bang, start game, shots fired. Why did I say shots fired, all right? Think about Portal. Think about Halo. Let's put that together, man. We got Wormhole Wars. It's going down. I got my man Ian here with me. First off, I just want to say I'm proud of you, bro. So I met him a little while ago, and his game, at that particular time, it was definitely in beta, working on it. Now I see him today, many months later, and we just at a whole new level, bro. Talk to them about it, man. Let them know who you are, what you do, and the excitement around the game, son.
Hey guys, Ian Proulx here, 1047 Games. Our game is Wormhole Wars. Just like you said, kind of going for that Halo mixed with Portal vibe, and really focusing on like a Halo 2, Halo 3 vibe, old school shooter. A little bit more fast paced, kind of halfway between Halo and Quake. Got some COD elements, got some Black Ops 3 elements with our jetpack system. But yeah, really just focusing on a really competitive, skill-based game. You know, we like to compare ourselves to Rocket League a lot, actually, where it's like you got these two simple concepts, you put them together, anybody can pick it up, but the skill cap on it is just incredible. And if you watch the people who have put in hundreds of hours into Rocket League or hundreds of hours into our game, it turns into a different game altogether.
Now, what's some of the things that you're going to be able to do that you couldn't do before? Because we was talking about budget, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So now that you have a bigger budget, you don't need to know the number. You don't need to know how much right now, you know what I'm saying? Just know we up there, yeah, all right? Yeah. But in terms of having a bigger budget, what has that allowed you to do, and what has been the reception here at PAX East with the game now?
Yeah, so we went from 4 people a month ago to 13, and we got a lot of AAA devs now on the team. We got guys that worked on Quake Champions, worked on Lawbreakers, worked on Assassin's Creed. So just a really talented group of artists, especially. And so now just the level of detail, you know, I like to say we've taken it from B+ to A+. Or we're in the process of doing that, really. Taking it from, you know, a good-looking indie to a AAA-looking game. So all of our characters are being totally thrown away and redone. Every single gun is being thrown away and redone. And all of the maps are getting a beauty pass. You know, not totally thrown away, obviously, but just getting a lot of love to them and getting them up to the standard we're going for.
Gotcha. Now, let me ask you this. Is this a multiplayer-only game, or will we have, like, a story component to this game? And I'm going to tell you why. Because I'm always big on story because it makes me care about the world that I'm in. So I just wanted to know, especially with the new budget, will we see a story in this game as well?
So there's not going to be a campaign mode, but there will be a backstory. So what we envision ultimately is having kind of an opening cutscene that takes you to the tutorial, like, you know, maybe one single-player mission that it kind of gives you some background and context. That's something we are thinking about. And I can tell you right now the game doesn't reflect the story, but it will in the coming months. And sort of the general vibe we're going for is futuristic gladiators, very sporty vibe. So one of the cool things we're doing is our announcer, you know, your typical announcer in an FPS is like deep voice, angry, like headshot, right?
Yeah.
You know,
that's the traditional joint. Go ahead.
What we're doing is we have the announcer for the Seattle Sounders, Dr. Newby, and he's got this awesome sporty broadcasting voice, right? Wow. So instead of that deep headshot, whatever, it's more of like I'm not even going to do it because I can't do it justice, but it's got that sporty vibe, and that's the theme we're going for. And you'll see that a lot with the art style that's going to be reflected soon.
Now, one of my main things about games in general, like especially since you mentioned sporty, I would love to hear actual commentary in the game. I'll give you an example. Oh my God, he just threw a portal and now he just dropped down. He just got the shot. Oh my God, the game is about to be over. In the game.
Yeah.
That would be, son, that would be crazy. What's up?
That's literally what we're thinking about doing. So we're trying to find a balance. We don't want to be obnoxious about it, but I'll tell you now, one of the thoughts we had is, again, like I bring up the headshot or the double kill example. Normally, you're the only person that hears double shot in your head. What we're thinking of doing is having the announcer announce to everyone through speakers in-game, you know, HipHopGamer with a double kill, right? And so, you know, we don't like microtransactions, but one thing we were thinking of doing is, you know, by default it would say player 1 with a double kill. But if you want to pay money, we can actually record your name and get it to say your name and announce it to the entire arena that HipHopGamer just got a double kill.
I would pay for that because it's value to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's personal to me in terms of the experience and what I'm paying for.
And it's not something we want to rip people off, but it's like if we get 1 million requests of this, we can't just record every single person. So, so we got to make it, you know, something. But
that would be insane. I never heard anybody discuss that before too. This is definitely new. So now I want to talk to you about that portal inspiration and stuff like that. How do you feel that element will change not just your game from a gameplay standpoint, but the industry as a whole? How do you feel that element will create new things and new opportunities of thinking out the box to make games better when it comes to competitiveness?
Yeah, I mean, I think the portal concept is an amazing concept, and honestly, the feedback we get from everyone is, I can't believe no one's done this before. Yep. So I think we're kind of proving that this is a mechanic that can work in other genres. So, you know, we think just like Battle Royale came out of nowhere and now everybody wants to do it, you know, we think this is a mechanic that we're going to bring back that everyone's going to start doing.
Now, I got to give you the belt, bro. Gotta give you the belt. Gotta hold the belt, son.
Hold the belt.
So I got a couple more questions, then we gonna wrap it up. Now, my next question, and I think this is very, very important when it comes to the growth of the game. Like, do you guys already have certain things in mind for what's next in terms of the follow-up? Because when you have momentum and the growth that you have, you can't be content. Like, you understand what I'm saying? So, in your opinion, what's some of the things that you may not get to in the first release of this game, but things that you want to capitalize on post-launch?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. I mean, you know, one thing we want to do is add a ranking system, but I mean, that's something we want to do by release for sure. And we're thinking of bringing back that traditional 1 to 50 competitive ranking system. You know, post-launch, I could imagine us doing something like a Forge mode where people can create their own maps or something like that. But really, honestly, we're just focused on the now right now. And, you know, I think a lot of games go to early access as an excuse to put something buggy out there, but also to, you know, develop as they go. And we don't want to do that. We're trying to make an esport that's competitive. We can't afford, you know, it's not fair to charge you money and then lose your rank because of a bug, right? So we want to come out in February with a rock solid final release ready to go, you know, esports ready.
Wow. Yeah. All right, that's what I'm talking about. Maybe next year is on. So now, for the last question, right? What is the number amount in terms of player versus player? Is it 4 versus 4, 5 versus 5? Like, what is the player amount?
So, again, we're figuring this out, and we're doing alpha tests like every few weeks to get that kind of feedback. Right now, it's 5v5. We're considering bringing it to 4v4. You know, it's kind of that balance between chaotic versus strategic. But we'll see. I mean, I could see it going either way. We're kind of on the edge right now. But, you know, I mentioned alpha tests, and we are giving away alpha keys in our Discord. It's just discord.gg/Wormhole Wars. So, you know, we'd love to get anybody in, you know, test as much as possible and get feedback so we can make the game as great as possible by release.
And one more thing, weapon balance. Yeah. How has that gone now, like in terms of working with the weapons, the type of weapons, how many weapons, but overall weapon balance so the game doesn't feel one-sided?
Yeah, so, well, for one, everybody starts with the same gun, just like in Halo. You start with an AR that's kind of a decent but not a power weapon, and then there's power weapons around the map that anybody can grab, right? So that really determines the flow of the map. And right now we have 7 guns. It's pretty traditional: rocket launcher, sniper, SMG, shotgun, battle rifle, AR, pistol. We're probably aiming for 10. You know, we have a few ideas we haven't talked about too much. but you know, plasma rifle, whatever.
I just thought of a dope ass idea. I'm sorry, I just gotta tell you this. You know, it'd be dope. It'd be dope if you was able to set traps through the portal.
Yeah.
So like, let's say you shoot a portal and somebody be like, wait, I could go through this because they trying to get away, but going through the portal will actually lead them to a trap.
Yeah, so you can already do that, right? So one of the things you do is, I've done this a number of times, you spawn a portal under an enemy's feet, and you spawn your other portal off the map, and you drop them off a cliff to their death. It's like the most satisfying thing ever.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, and the kill feed has this nice icon of like a little 2D person falling through a hole in the ground.
Wow.
And you rarely see it, but when you do, everybody's like, what is that? Like, oh my gosh, how did they do that?
That's why I love this game, son. This is crazy. So Wormhole Wars, make sure you check this out. It's coming out February next year, 2019, obviously. And thank you, man. Thank you, man. Bring it in, man. I appreciate you, man. I thank you so much. So make sure you support my dude, Ian. It's going down. HipHopGamer, Hot 97, 1047 games. Keeping it gangster. PAX East, and we out of here, baby. Peace. Yo, listen, man. One love and God bless. Thank y'all for the support. We got game. Hope y'all enjoy the show. See y'all next week on your Hot 97 every day. That's my word. HipHopGamer. We out.
I was born and raised Brooklyn,